Okay, yes, I am in live starting. Filming a blog on my camera, so it might be a bit my phone, so it might be a bit shaky, but chilling at this lovely view over a park in Palermo in Buenos Aires. And I've got so much cool stuff to talk about. The last week in Patagonia was fucking amazing. It was so beautiful. As I mentioned on the last blog, I wasn't planning on heading down that far south, but after hearing from recommendations from other people, specifically American girl Dana I met in my hostel in Bariloche, plus knowing how gorgeous it was going to be based on what Rick and Sam had said when they went, I felt like I had to. So I've got so many videos to drop in. I'm gonna have to just kind of like speed through this if I can. Day one in El Calafate, I went to see the Perito Moreno Glacier. Well, not just to see it, to walk on it. The night before we went, there'd been a massive dump of snow in the town of El Calafate and all over the national park, which apparently is like, as the guide that took us there was weird for that time of year. Right at the end of August, they said it normally snows there in like June, July. So even the trip there through the national park was gorgeous. Arrived there to the glacier where we're going. It's this enormous big wall of ice. Got on a boat to take us across the waterfront in front of it. It looks like this from kind of close up and on the other side. Well, this has massively exceeded my expectations. Absolutely huge glacier behind me, which we're about to go and walk on. I mean, it's unbelievable. So basically, just mind-blowing even from down there in the water. We then spent a couple of hours actually walking on the ice, so crampons on, hiked up with guides. You definitely need people to show you where you're going, or you'd just be falling down these cracks and crevices and holes. But that was like, just to be on there was like super cool as well. It's quite right. So we finished off that little tour by going down into an ice cave underneath the glacier, which apparently you can't get to at all times of year. But that just really shows you even more, like, the ice is so blue. It's so blue and thick with the light coming through it. I filmed the video of us like walking down in there for the first time. That was really cool. Oh wow. That is amazing. So by this point, as I switch hands, I'm already thinking that this place is like mind-blowingly good, like huge big ice. We then go to the viewpoint lookout, which is basically facing out directly towards the glacier, but at a higher up level from a cliff that it's directly in front of. And that was where my mind got properly blown, because not only can you see this huge big wall of ice, which must be like, I think it's like 30-40 meters high just from the water to the top of that cliff, but you can see over the top and all the way back down the valley. So yeah, walked around there for like an hour just getting kind of blown away. I've got loads of videos. The one more I'll drop in there, that this pair of like massive condors was just circling around above me and down below, so kind of similar view, but check out the two condors that are coming through on this one too. What a day. I mean, like, really, like, top 3, top 5 of things I've seen in the whole year. I just, like, it really was amazing. I just walked on a glacier before when I was in New Zealand, but this was so much bigger and more impressive. Not that one wasn't. And yeah, so that was an amazing. That's day 1. Next day, took a boat trip, also in the national park again, but this time to see a couple of other glaciers, down the Rio de Gelos, as they say here, which is yellow, which is basically the river of ice. I've murdered that pronunciation. The first part of the boat trip, you're just bombing through gorgeous Patagonian scenery again, along through the sort of lake / river. But then suddenly you're surrounded by all these like massive icebergs, like huge big icebergs that are breaking off from one of the glaciers, which is moving really quickly at the moment. So that was like really cool, just to kind of walk around, like float around. It was so cold on the boat. When the boat was moving, it was absolutely freezing. Second part of the day, we got to another huge glacier similar to the one we'd seen the day before, like nowhere near as wide, still really tall, and it just filled the whole of this sort of smaller part of the valley. Still like super beautiful and super impressive to see, so that was like fantastic as well. That whole boat journey took like 5 hours. It was very much like a sort of, it was like 60 people on the boat. It was a real like tourist tour, which are never quite as fun, but it had been recommended to me, and there would have been no way to see any of that stuff without taking it. So yeah, like highly recommended. It was amazing. Oh, some parrots chirping at me. So yeah, 2 days in Calafate, unbelievable. Also had a really good time at the hostel I was staying in. I don't think I'm going to have any videos of this unless someone sends me some, but I played a couple of gigs there, basically in exchange for a free amazing barbecue, and did like a bit of jamming with the chef who played saxophone, so that was a lot of fun. So shout out to America del Sur hostel in Calafate. Next day, took the bus to El Chalten. It's about 2.5 hours away, and just the other place I'd heard was gorgeous. Planned to spend 2 nights there, so 2 full days, 2 nights. First day the weather was really shit. It was raining, it was really windy and cloudy, so bit of a shame. Wasn't able to do much of the kind of the hiking for the big landscape there, which I will come on to, but did walk down, do quite a cool walk through the sort of bit of the way in the afternoon, see a big waterfall, which was fun. And the landscape was pretty cool, even around then, even in the kind of the grey. But it was the next day which like has been one of my favourite days so far. The weather like really cleared up, and I did end up doing a really big hike through the national park. I've took some videos along the way. This is the first one where I'll introduce you to a new friend. Just out on a walk, little view, but with my buddy. Hello, mate. How are you? I'm hiking up around Chalten in Patagonia. It was really cloudy yesterday, and I'm so glad that I waited. It's still a little bit cloudy up there. The view down the valley's insane. I can't believe it anymore. We stuck together for a long time. I mean, check out this one. So, been hiking for about 2 hours, maybe a bit more. Still with my buddy. That's Fitzroy, getting clearer every minute. That's some other glacier, obs. And it's just amazing. And since I left town, which actually, yeah, a while ago, maybe 2.5 hours, I haven't seen a single person, not one. Mental. So still at that point there's no one around us. I've got a couple more things to drop in just throughout the course of the day. I mean, I was walking for, I think I did like 20-25 kilometers. I was walking for a long time, and it wasn't until right at the end of the day I even saw anybody. But oh my god, the landscape is just really something else. The mountains were unbelievable. The fact it was covered in snow, I feel genuinely lucky that I was there on that specific day at that time of year. It was a wonderful day. I mean, I would love to, and think I probably will at some point in my life, go back there in summer, because there's some other places I didn't get to go to in Patagonia, and I'm sure it's completely different. But what a day hiking around there in Chalten. I mean, unbelievable. So yeah, fantastic, really good. I'm gonna have to leave it there. I think I've probably talked enough about how amazing Patagonia is. There's a reason it's got such a reputation for like natural beauty, because it's just like that everywhere you go. So as always, thanks for listening. I fly home in 3 weeks, and yeah, big love. I wouldn't have recommended it, but fair play. Please don't fall through on my watch. Okay.